You are alive because of something you have never seen. If it stopped tonight, the shield would collapse, and Earth would begin to change, not in fire, not in explosions, but in silence. Right now, 5,000 kilometers beneath you, something is spinning, violently, a sphere of molten iron, nearly the size of the moon, hotter than the surface of the sun. It is not decoration, it is not geology, it is an engine. And it generates a field you cannot see. A magnetic shield, the only thing standing between you and a constant stream of charged particles from the sun. Without it, nothing dramatic happens at first. The oceans stay blue, the sky looks normal. But the damage begins immediately. Satellites start to fail. Navigation systems degrade. Power grids become unstable. Radiation levels rise in orbit. Over years and decades, the atmosphere begins to erode. Not vanish overnight, but thin, slowly, relentlessly. Mars had this shield once. It lost it. 3 billion years ago. Its core cooled. The dynamo stopped. The magnetic field collapsed. Solar wind stripped away the atmosphere. Water escaped into space. Mars did not explode. It just stopped being habitable. Quietly. Earth is not stable because it has water. Earth is stable because something beneath it is still moving. Rotation, heat, convection, the dynamo effect, an invisible planetary engine. That turns motion into protection. Turn that engine off, and the shield collapses. Communications fail. Air traffic loses precision. Infrastructure begins to fracture. Radiation exposure rises. Not enough to burn you instantly, but enough to begin changing the balance. That keeps life possible. You don't feel the core. You don't see it, but every breath you take depends on it continuing to spin. So the real question isn't, what is Earth's core? It's this: how long does the engine keep turning? Because it is slowing down, very slowly, but inevitably. And the only reason you are safe is that it is still spinning. Right now. So what exactly is spinning? Beneath your feet, not rock, not stone, not anything you've seen. The outer core of Earth is liquid iron, moving, churning, flowing in massive currents, thousands of kilometers wide, and at the center of that, a solid iron ball, roughly the size of the moon, under pressure so extreme, it cannot melt. Even at 5,000 degrees, 2 layers, one liquid, one solid, spinning together, but not at the same speed. That difference, that gap between them, creates something, an invisible force, not heat, not light, not anything you can touch, but something that reaches 80,000 kilometers into space, further than the moon, further than anything we have ever built. That force is the only reason. The sun hasn't stripped this planet bare. Right now, the sun is firing, constantly, in every direction. Charged particles, radiation, solar wind, all of it heading toward Earth, all of it deflected by that invisible force generated by liquid iron, spinning beneath your feet. When it holds, you don't notice it. The sky stays blue. The air stays breathable. Your DNA stays intact. When it weakens, you still don't notice it. Not at first. But the satellites do. The power grids do. And eventually, the atmosphere does. But here is what most people don't know. The field is not stable. It has never been stable. Every few 100,000 years, it flips. Magnetic north becomes south. South becomes north. The last full reversal was 780,000 years ago. We are overdue. And right now, something unusual is happening. There is a region above the South Atlantic, stretching from Chile to Zimbabwe, where the magnetic field is significantly weaker. Scientists call it the South Atlantic Anomaly. It is not a theory. It is measurable. It is mapped. It is growing. Satellites passing through it experience unexplained malfunctions, increased radiation exposure, data corruption. Is this the beginning of a reversal? Scientists don't know. Some say yes. Some say it's a temporary fluctuation. Some say we have thousands of years. But all of them agree on one thing. The field is weakening, not catastrophically, not yet, but measurably, relentlessly. When the field weakens, even partially, the consequences are not dramatic. They are invisible. Radiation exposure increases at high altitudes. Pilots, frequent flyers, astronauts. Their exposure calculations are based on current field strength. As it weakens, those calculations change. Power grids become vulnerable. In 1989, a single solar storm collapsed the entire power grid of Quebec, Canada. 9 million people, 12 hours of darkness. In March, the field was strong then. If a similar storm hits during a period of field weakening, the damage would not be local. It would be continental. And then there is GPS, the system your phone uses to find the nearest hospital, the system ships use to navigate through storms, the system farmers use to plant within centimeters of precision, all of it calibrated to a magnetic field we assumed was fixed. The magnetic North Pole is currently moving toward Siberia at 50 kilometers per year. 50 kilometers per year. Think about that. The compass your grandfather trusted points to a different place than the one you hold today. But here is what keeps geophysicists awake at night. It is not the anomaly. It is not the pole shift. It is the transition itself. During a full geomagnetic reversal, the field doesn't simply flip. It weakens first to perhaps 10% of its current strength for potentially thousands of years. What happens to a planet with 10% of its magnetic shield? We don't know. It has never happened. While complex life existed on Earth, the last reversal, 780,000 years ago, our ancestors were using stone tools. We had no satellites, no power grids, no digital infrastructure, no civilization, built on the assumption of a stable magnetic field. You built your life on a foundation you never questioned. The air holds, the compass points north, the satellites respond. These are not guarantees. They are consequences of a molten sphere spinning 5,000 kilometers beneath you. And that sphere is still spinning. For now, you don't need to fear this, but you need to know it, because the universe does not ask for permission before it changes. It simply changes. And the only question that remains is the same one we started with. How long does the engine keep turning? The core doesn't answer. It just spins quietly. For now,